Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to some. This is Johnny B. And I'm going to turn this way up. And I have my reasons, I have my suspicions why there are people that don't like Rimar. That at Rimar 1111. I have my suspicions. I will go over that in a second. But there is a trend that I noticed that has been going on. And this is one of the things why I try to stay away from it. Because, like I said, I am 100% against this whole liberalism and this whole, this whole political correctness crap. I'm not into it. The reason, or the things that I noticed, here's one of the things I noticed. I noticed a lot of women call Dimash their prince. You know, like, oh, my prince, my prince. And these are women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. Yeah, I'm sitting there going, and you look at the women that showed up at the airport, they're all women in their, like I said, 40 on up, you know, and they tend to be the biggest followers, and they obviously, many of them have money because they have jobs, and they've retired and have made a good life for themselves, which is fine. But what I'm seeing is an unhealthy fascination. It's okay to have a fascination, but an unhealthy fascination. And one of the things that I noticed this the last time, but it just kind of, I went, not sure if that's the case or not. I was just, I'm not sure. Is when Rimar sang, people were overly critical, okay? And I was like, let me listen to this again. Why are they so critical? So, like stupidly critical. And then it kind of clicked on me. I said, I know why. She's attractive. And these people are scared that Dimash may actually like this girl. So if they can put down this girl ahead of time, okay, maybe that's their way of like boycotting her. I don't like her at all. No. It's almost like these women have to approve of the woman that Dimash may end up going out with. Like she's got to come down from the clouds or something like that. It's got to be a princess that's only worthy of my prince. Anybody else is not worthy. That's how it comes across. And I noticed by some of the comments that I've been getting on the last couple ones that some of you are suspecting the same thing. That there's this over fascination. And some people don't believe it's that. Some people actually believe that it's just not Dimash fans. But then what I did was I started clicking on I didn't know I could do this until today. I started clicking on their name when I looked at their comments and realized how many times they had commented on some of my other Dimash videos that had nothing to do with Rimar. And some of them have been on many of my videos. So I don't think it's non-Dimash fans. I think that there are some people who take the liking of Dimash to a new level, to an unhealthy fascination. Okay? There's certain things that these people won't allow. One is that you can't criticize at all. There's none of that. Because he's as close to godliness in their eyes, so you can't criticize him. Two, have you watched some of these videos, by the way, of like when Dimash actually shows up at an airport or whatnot, and it's kind of weird. Some of the reactions that they do, you know. For me, it is. For me, I think it's weird when a whole bunch of people start singing back a song to Dimash, and it just Imagine if it happened to you. You want to ask for an autograph? Fine. Treat the person, but this unhealthy fascination, okay? And that's where fanatic comes from. They're fanatical, okay? They don't know where the line is drawn. And they're going to draw, and they're not going to draw that line when Dimash decides to have a personal life. I also saw some comments, for example, that Igor Krutoy needs to let up on Dimash. You know, Dimash looks tired. Igor needs to let up. They don't understand how powerful Igor Krutoy is. I'm going to give you a little backdrop, all right? Because this started to make sense to me as I started to understand. I was like, why were his parents doing what they did with Dimash? Okay, they set this up perfectly. Okay, they were smart. They were both talented musicians, and they realized they had a talented son. And they tried to put him in a position to always succeed and to get name recognition somewhere. When he went to I Am a Singer in China, it blew up. It exploded. But the person they knew, the composer, the producer, that had it all, was Igor Krutoy. I did some research on this, okay? First of all, I tried to look at his comparable in the United States, and his comparable is David Foster. Foster's only worth like $80 million. Only. It's a lot of money. But then I was looking at Igor Krutoy. I was just investigating. He bought his mom. I saw some reports that he bought his mom a condo in Miami for $5 million, but then I saw it as high as $7.5. But let's just say $5 million. He bought his mom a $5 million condo in Miami. Then, several years ago, he bought himself a $23.8 million mansion in the Southamptons. And he wasn't even going to keep it. He was going to, according to one report, he was actually going to just tear it down and build it up from scratch again. And I said, wait a second. He's got to be worth a fudge load of money if he's able to take an estate in the Southamptons, shred that home, and build it up from scratch, and pay $23.8 million for it. So I started looking at his net worth. His net asset worth is $13 billion. This guy has his own label called ARS. Okay, this man has been honored by Russian presidents and Ukrainian president. This man has been recognized everywhere. This guy is the cream of the crop. He has his own TV show that's very similar to a Russian American Idol. He runs that. He owns the New Wave building, or I think he owns it. There's a lot of things besides just composing music. This guy is loaded. Not just loaded with money, loaded with power and clout. He's got a lot of clout. Okay, a lot. I was like, whoa. This guy makes Foster look like a kindergartner. So these musicians that are up on that level, they know him, including Dimash's parents. They wanted to introduce their son. Now, Dimash is a very humble man, and I'm sure he was taught these humble things by his parents, because it comes across excessively just what a very humble man he is, and how thankful he is for any opportunity he gets. Don't get me wrong, he works extremely hard, and he tries to perfect his craft, but he's humble. That's why a lot of people like him, including myself. Okay, we like Dimash for that. But if you looked at the people that went to his concert. Because I thought of that. I sat there and I go, don't you find that odd that Igor Krutoy, who doesn't speak any English, and all those musicians who don't speak any English, come to America in New York City and sell at a 19,000 seat stadium? There were people from all over the country that came to see that concert. Okay? And was it all to see Dimash? Okay? It was there to see Igor Krutoy, who was powerful in his own right, extremely powerful. Okay? And all those musicians were speaking Russian. All those musicians got where they are, in part or in whole, but let's just say in part because it's nice to think that those musicians had a part to play themselves, but in part because of Igor Krutoy. When Igor Krutoy went back to Russia and he did the Ice Capades event, he was able to attract great artists like Andrea Bocelli and Lara Fabian. And Dimash was there, and there was others as well. Why? Because of Igor Krutoy. Okay? Igor is a very powerful man. Extremely powerful. All right? He's an oligarch. He's a very rich and very powerful man. Even though you'll see him taking a plane in a ball cap and whatnot, and not flying his own private jet. This man is loaded. Okay? He could buy a private jet if he wanted to. He's loaded. But he seems to want to put his money into businesses and houses and take care of his mom. Did you even know that his wife, his present wife, actually lives in New Jersey? Did you know that? Yeah, she has a business in New Jersey. So it made sense why, and his home there in the Hamptons. So it made sense why New York, there's a lot of rich and powerful Russians that are living in the Southamptons. In fact, they're calling it like Little Russia. In fact, it's so many oligarchs, Russian oligarchs, that are living in the Southamptons that these companies, these rental and real estate companies, have opened up a satellite office in Moscow for the Southamptons. That's crazy. Okay. So when people ask why is Dimash doing all this, or he's working him too hard, no. Where Dimash is heading is partly responsible because of Igor Krutoy. The songs of the year were Igor Krutoy's. Okay. Do you think Dimash gets the deal he gets, or even gets into the Barclays Center, which used to be owned by another fellow oligarch? Russian oligarch. Do you think, the New Jersey Nets were, and I'm sure, and I'm sure that anyway, do you think that Dimash gets the same exact venue, the Barclays Center, without Igor Krutoy's help? I don't think so. So Dimash is not biting the hand that feeds him. Smart man. Dimash will get his. He'll get his time. Remember, he's a young man. He's 25 years old. Okay? But I started doing my research because it seems like nobody does. They're just so infatuated with Dimash, an unhealthy fascination, that they're unable to step out of their little bubble. Kind of it reminds me of liberalism, yeah? Okay? It really is. It's unhealthy. Okay? If you don't like the girl, you truly don't care whether Dimash likes her or not, and you just don't like her voice or whatnot, that's fine. That's fine. But there's a way of saying that without sounding just, like a total turd. Okay? All right? So, learn how to speak. Okay? I was really rough on my last video on many of the people. Okay? Because it just bothered me that people are being inordinately tough on this girl. And I think I know why. Like I said, they're jealous as hell. They don't think she qualifies for having that recognition, more or less, any even eyes being drawn at her. They're jealous because she's pretty. Okay? And Dimash just might like her. Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? I don't think he does, but who cares? It's none of your business. Okay? And he doesn't have to ask for your permission. Okay? Back off. Act normal. Okay? I know that liberalism is a disease. Back off. Okay? All right. I think I covered a couple things. I covered the Rimar, covered a little bit of Dimash, and even a little bit about Igor Krutoy. All right. Peace out.